Hey, what's going on, guys? We're talking about our NBA trade deadline grades. Let's get right into it. The Atlanta Hawks, we gave them a B minus as they added some solid roster pieces, but they didn't really land a true difference maker. The extra draft capital is going to help in the future, but Tony Ressler loves to avoid the luxury tax. Boston had a quiet deadline. They added a future second-round pick and just got off of Jaden Springer's money to save luxury tax payment. The Charlotte Hornets brought in talent and draft assets without giving up much. That first-round pick could become valuable down the line. Just a sneaky good. The Bulls didn't fully give up on the roster, but they added some depth, got some cap flexibility, and got at least a first-round pick. Can't be mad. Somewhat of an average deadline. They didn't have any assets to really get a big swing like a Cam Johnson, but they got someone like DeAndre Hunter who should help them. Look, getting Caleb Martin's cool, but giving up Luka Doncic, even if it was Anthony Davis and Max Christie, there's no way how to give him a good grade. They made minor moves, and I think the second-round picks are solid, but Dennis Schroeder coming in is probably the biggest name, and it's all right. This team was trying to churn over every stone that they hadn't churned over, and they went back and just went for Jimmy Butler. What were they going to do? The Houston Rockets got paid for taking on other people's trash. They have a bunch of cap flexibility, so why not? Maybe Cody Zeller comes back from his house and could be a backup center. I don't know. They'll probably cut him like they did to Springer. The Pacers churned a blown-out Achilles that James Wiseman has into a second-round pick. I guess that was solid. They didn't have the draft capital to make a big move, and they really just reshuffled the deck in terms of their bench. They didn't address the biggest need, which was their lack of shooting. You got Luka Doncic and Mark Williams. I know there's a little bit of durability concern in both of them, but it's Luka Doncic. I don't know if Marvin Bagley is going to be on the roster. I doubt Johnny Davis is going to stick around, but they basically were able to gain cap flexibility, moved off of Jake LaRavia, gained some draft capital, and freed up cap space to re-sign Santi Aldama. I really like what Miami did. They got themselves a quality all-star in Andrew Wiggins, got themselves some size in Kyle Anderson, and some perimeter defense help in Davion Mitchell. I really think they got themselves talent, perimeter defense, and draft capital. Can't be mad. I thought the Milwaukee Bucks did the right thing. They waited 18 months. They said it's time, turned Chris Middleton into Kyle Kuzma. They also got themselves Jericho Sims and Kevin Porter. I think they did a good job. My one thought was, if you were going for Kyle Kuzma, why didn't you just go for a Cam Johnson or maybe somebody who would have cost a little bit more and is a little bit better? But I do think this was a good move that they needed to do. They didn't let Brandon Ingram leave uncompensated, and now they have a backup big man for Yves Messi. Delon Wright's been kind of unplayable the last year or so, but this is a low impact move who can bring a secondary playmaker and a good perimeter attack defender. They already cut this guy. I actually think getting Butler and Grimes are sneaky good moves in terms of low-cost, long-term moves. I love Vasi Micic, and I think Cody Martin is going to help this team's depth. What were the Kings supposed to do? They're just doubling down on this team, and I really love the idea of Sabonis and Jonas starting together, but Jonas probably going to come off the bench. Brandon Ingram is now the Robin and a solid co-offensive leader to the Raptors, and they got some depth without giving up assets. The Jazz did what the Jazz do and just got themselves draft assets and cut players. They added veterans and some young flyer reclamation projects. It is whatever, but I think they're doing a good job of copying the Thunder. Let me know who